Okay, guys, Bill Soriano here from Pittsburgh. It is Thursday morning, July 23rd. This is officially my first trend trap video that I'm making. And then I decided to make this because I'm looking at EURAUD here on the 15-minute time frame, and I have this trend line drawn here. You can see this zone that I marked up here. Price came into that zone, and so this is just a little training on the entry portion, kind of doing it backwards, I guess. But this just kind of presented itself right now. And this is the strategy that Jay Awal, one of our educators, teaches in on our educational platform. And so, just so you know, if you do, once you do get started with us, you go to the educators here in the platform. You type in Jay Awal. You can see him right here, right? And And then you could see recordings of his live sessions. He does 5 live sessions a day, right? Three of them or in the morning, two of them or in the evening for people in different time zones, obviously. If you go to courses here, though, you will get access to his Trend Trap Boot Camp here. And this is a 5 video boot camp. The first lesson here, there's 5 different lessons. The first one's the trend, the second one the zone, the third one is the breakout, the fourth one is the shield, which is risk management, and then the fifth one being vision. So this is about the breakout. What I'm showing you right here today is about the breakout. We've already determined that EA is in a downtrend. I will do more short videos on each one of these. I'm starting here with 3 here, the breakout. So we've already determined that EURAUD is in a downtrend. We've already identified a zone, right? Support resistance zone that we want to look for a reaction at. And so, this is going to be what happens after that. So I do just want to say, when you get started with us in our community, you get access to our Discord channel as well. We have several trainings in here just showing you how to get access to everything in Trend Trap. And then we have this Traders Corner here where people actually post their trades, and they give you information in here and all this kind of stuff here. So people will come in here and post their trades using the trend trap strategy or whatever particular strategy or scanner they may be using. Because remember, there's a lot of educators with their company. There's a lot of different scanners strategies you can use as well as scanners. And there's several that we teach here in our community on our Discord channel. So anyway, let's get back now to EURAUD. So we determined this was in a downtrend. We did that with the 4-hour time frame. We identified a zone on the 1 hour. This light colored box here is our zone, right? And so now we wait for price to come back to that zone and we look for an M or a W pattern. And this is where a lot of people get confused. So when you're selling, you're looking for the M. When you're buying, you're looking for the W. And everyone knows what an M looks like, right? The problem is that the pattern isn't going to present itself exactly like this, right? You'll get all kinds of variations, right? So we know what M's and W's look like, but it's not going to be exactly like this. So you see here, here's the first touch point of the zone. So price moved away from the zone, we identified the zone, and it's pulled back to it right here. That's the first touch point. Then there's the second. So you need 2 touch points, at least 2 touch points in your zone in order for you to get the M. So what this M looks like is this M starts here, right? And then here's your midpoint, right? Here's the top of your second leg, and then you're looking for the M to complete. So you can see here, it's not going to look like a perfect M or W, right? Also, sometimes these M's may do this, right? They may Just see. They may come up, right? Come down a little bit. The right leg may not get as far as the left leg. That's okay, as long as it hits your zone. So if this comes down and then comes back up and doesn't hit your zone, then that's really not a valid touch, okay? It doesn't have to equal this side, but it does need to come back into your zone. And then this is your neckline here, or your midpoint, right here, okay? So sometimes the M's may look like this, right? They come up, come down, and this might come higher, right? That's okay as well, right? Here's a third variation you might see. Sometimes you might see a situation where your right leg comes up like this into your zone, and your M actually goes down further, right? The midpoint or the neckline, and then it comes back up. And again, it could stop before, it can stop in an equal area, or it could keep going here and then come down. So there's all different types of variations that you might get on this M. And like I'm saying, it's not going to be a perfect M, okay? Now, we're on the 15-minute time frame. So now once we see our M, once we get that second leg, once we can identify that second leg and then price starts moving back downward, we can draw our trend line. So what's important to remember is if you're drawing a trend line for a sell position, right, from an M, you want to use the up candles or the bullish blue candles in this example, because my color for up candles is blue, my red candles are red. Some people will use green for up candles. Some people like different colors. But you want to draw and you want to use the wicks or the bodies, whatever you have, okay? So in this case, I have this blue candle right here. And, ideally, you'd start from the beginning of your pattern, right? So this is the beginning of the M pattern. Now, sometimes you get multiple M patterns that will present themselves before you get a trend line break. So that can happen as well. But in this case, we're just going to say, okay, here. So we draw this and we use this wick here. And then we have a wick here. We have another wick here, wicks here, right? So this is our trend line. Now, we don't always have to use the wicks. Sometimes we can use the bodies as well. And we can cut this a little short here like this. So it's a little closer to getting that breakout, okay? But in this case, because my wicks are lining up, I'm going to use the wicks here. So I got these 3 touch points here, and they're all blue bullish candles. I don't want to use the red candles for my touch points. I want to have at least 2 touch points, 3 or better, right? And I don't want to cut through any candle bodies. So that's very important. You can cut through the candle wicks, but you don't want to cut through the bodies. And if for some reason you just can't draw a trend line on the 15-minute, then you can go down to the 5-minute. And you can see here that we have the same M pattern here on the 5-minute. And sometimes if you can't draw a trend line on the 15-minute, then you can drop 2 to 5 and you can wait to get your entry here, okay? So what we're doing is we're waiting for our entry. Now, our entry in Trend Trap, it's a little bit different. The way that we identify breaks of structure and entries are a little bit different, because we don't just wait for this candle to close below this trend line, right? We need a 15-minute candle in this case to open and close below this trend line, okay? And then we also check our quantum scanner, which is one of our scanners that we have in GFU. We also check that just to confirm that, that we're going with the trend on the quantum scan, okay? But that's something I'll show you later. So what I'm waiting for here is I'm waiting to get a 15-minute candle to open and close below this trend line. And if I draw my trend line on the 5 minute, which you could see, we basically have the same trend line here on the 5 minute that we have on the 15 minute. It's basically the same trend line. It's just a little bit different here. Well, we're actually using that wick there. So we have three here. It's a candle body, candle wick, candle body, blue. And so then if we want to trade on the 5 minute, we could. So if we get a candle close, open and close below this trend line on the 5 minute, then we can take the trade on 5 minute as well, because we're able to draw the trend line there. For me, if I'm able to draw the trend line on the 15, I like to just stay on the 15. And then if I get a candle that opens below the trend line and is moving down, I can always switch over to the 5 to see, oh, did I already get a 5 minute candle that's opened and closed below? And then I can enter the trade a little bit earlier when it's safe for me to assume that this 15-minute candle is going to close below, right? I've already gotten a 5 that has closed below. So I'm just going to enter the trade. And then, of course, when I enter the trade, what I'm looking for is my invalidation zone is going to go at the top of the second part of the M, the second leg up. Okay. And again, this was actually a pretty good M, right? You could see how the first leg of the M is kind of slanted, right? The second leg of the M kind of goes straight up, and now it's moving kind of straight down as well. But you'll get all different variations inside of here, right? And then sometimes price will come back up into your zone, right? And before it breaks this trend line, like it might come back up into this zone like this, right? And then, start moving back down again. And so you may now have another M form, see? So now if you start from here, right, here's the first leg of your M, here's your midpoint. If this touches the zone, then you have a second leg of your M. Your trend line's probably still going to be the same. Sometimes you can do a new trend line. But basically, what we're looking for here now in Trend Trap is I need this to open and close below here. So here's a trade that I'm currently in GBP JPY. And again, this trade I got in last night during the Asian session, right? So what I like to do is my trading times are in the morning for the New York session. I'll trade from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I won't, when I get to the charts at 8 a.m., if I already got an activation prior to 8 a.m., I'm not going to take it, right? You also have to watch your news events. You don't want to take any trades 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after any news event, right? So you got to watch that as well, okay? But once 8 a.m. comes, if I get an activation, there's no news coming up, then I'm going to take that trade, and I'm going to continue taking trades until noon. Once noon is hit, I'm done, right? Now, if I'm trading and I'm already in 2 or 3 trades and it's only 10:30 or 11 o'clock, that's fine. I'm not going to take any more trades, so I might go away from the computer. But normally I'm going to trade till noon. I'm not going to take any new trades after noon. And then at night during the Asian session, I'm going to start trading at 8 p.m. So it's the same times, just one's in the morning, one's in the evening. And again, I'm safe to take trades all the way up to 12 a.m. midnight, right, during the Asian session, as long as I'm still up and I don't have my allotment of trades already, right? I'm not already in 3 trades, which is normally my max. And again, these trades might carry over from New York session. So if I have 3 trades in the New York session, I held them through rollover the end of day, then, if I'm still in them, I'm probably not going to take any trades during the Asian session. But my times are 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the morning and 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Those are the only times that I will take trades, take activations, as we call them in Trend Trap. And when I come to the chart at that start time, whether it's 8 a.m. or 8 p.m., I'm not going to take any activations that have already happened. And I'm not going to take any activations 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after any major red flag, as we call them, news event. Okay. So anyway, this was, you could see here that we identified the zone here, right? And so this was a buy. We already identified that the trend was bullish on the 4-hour time frame in GBP JPY. We identified this 1-hour zone here. You can see price came down into the zone. Now this is a buy, so we're looking for the W, right? So you can see here with this that here's the first leg. Let's see what I have. Here's the first leg of our W here. This looks like our midpoint. Here's our second leg. Again, it's much shorter than the first leg, but it comes into the zone. Now, if it would have stopped here, then we don't truly have our W pattern forming. But it does come into the zone, right? And then we're looking for that move up. You can see, it's not a perfect W. It's kind of on a slant. It might slant this way, you know, whatever. But it is a W. Okay? And so since our W is originating here, we wanted to draw our trend line. Again, this is a buy, so we're going to use our red candle wicks and bodies, and we don't want to go through any candle bodies. Doesn't matter if they're red or blue. We don't want to go through the bodies, okay? So this was our trend line. And then right here, we got this candle. This candle here didn't quite open above it, but this candle here, the very next one, right, did open and close above our trend line. And that was our entry, okay? And like I said, that was last night. Currently, we're still in this trade, and it's right about here. Okay? You can see that we're in profit, but it is kind of pulling back down. You're seeing here all these wicks here to the downside. This was during news events. This was during news events. So this is what we're looking for with Trend Trap. This is actually, like I was saying, if you look at the boot camp, this is basically showing you lesson 3, the breakout. And that's your breakout and your entry for the trade. And again, we do confirm these trades once we get that activation, we call it, right on the chart here. Let's go back to EA. Once we get that activation, then we just look at our quantum scanner very quickly. Again, quantum scanner is just one of 9 scanners that you get with GFU. But with this particular strategy, we do qualify the trade or confirm the trade with that scanner. We want to make sure that on the 1-minute time frame, we are in a downtrend in the quantum scanner. Okay. So, and if we're not, then we just wait for a candle to open and close below that trend line on the quantum scan. Okay. So that's it for this video, guys. Again, this is Trend Trap. Now remember, I finished up my strategy, my New York opening range breakout EMA pulse indicator and strategy. I did 10 full weeks of that, guys. And all of those videos, recap videos are in my group, Path to Success. So if you need access to that, let me know. And also, I think it was a total of 151 trades. We ended up with like just under a 60%. I think it was a 59% win rate. It's like 89 wins and 62 losses using that strategy. I did 10 full weeks of documentation where I documented every single trade that presented itself, not just the ones that I took. I took probably about 70% of the trades. I was able to take about 75% of the trades with my funded accounts, but I couldn't take all of them, but I did document them. Now this week, I'm just kind of testing the waters with Trend Trap, so I'm not going to do any recap videos for the strategy because at the beginning, I was still kind of all over the place. but this is trend trap, and you know it's a multi-time frame strategy where we do a top-down analysis. We identify zones here. If you look at these black lines here, the black lines are our daily. This is our daily range. From here's the top, here's the bottom. And we use that daily range because, and again, not to go into it, I'll go into it specifically in a video, but basically as rejection points. So we don't want to take buys when we're really close to the top of the range, and we don't want to take sells when we're really close to the bottom of the range, right? But we do identify the range on the daily. Then we determine the short-term trend, right? Just using the last three highs and lows, right? The last three highs and lows to determine the trend on the 4 hour. Once we get the trend, that's the way we want to trade. Then we identify our zones, our support and resistance zones that we want to trade from on the 1 hour. And then again, once those zones are hit, we drop down to the 15-minute, look for our M or W, right? We draw our trend line. We wait for an open and close above or below that trend line, confirm it with the quantum scanner, and that's it. So look for more videos on this from me, guys, coming soon. Have a great day.